Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Let's see what's going on this time. All right, I did take a look at some of the stocks on the top gainer scanner because I was reading through my trading plan, refining it, because I'm going to be reading through it every morning until it's completely internalized. But we've got one more minute before the pre-market opens, so let's see. All right, so BZFD, the float is 21 million. Looks like it has news from yesterday. BuzzFeed expects to close Byron Allen investment within the month while planning cost reductions and a BuzzFeed Studio spinoff. Okay. TDIC, report of foreign issuer, float 3 million. Okay, so TDIC looks like it's already moving. AMBO. All right, let's see. Okay. Huh. Okay. This looks a little, so BuzzFeed is below VWAP. TDIC is above VWAP. Spiked up after hours yesterday. Entered into limited MOU. Dreamland Limited subsidiary. Trendic International Limited and Link Fung Innovation. Let's see. Okay, so this is hard to borrow. Let's look at BuzzFeed. Hard to borrow and AMBO. Hard to borrow. Okay. AMBO is below VWAP. So TDIC seems to be the one that has the most potential here because it's above VWAP. And it's above the 9 EMA. Oh, good morning, Dirt Devil. Hey. So let's see. We're looking at TDIC. This is the one that seems to be, out of those stocks that have popped up on the top gainer scanner, under $10. I'm looking here. See if there's anything else. I'm looking for stocks that are under 10 for my small cap strategy. So let's see. BuzzFeed's struggling here. Below VWAP. But, and now I'm also looking, sometimes I keep up Thinkorswim's pre-market movers scanner. BuzzFeed is at the top of that. And it looks like it broke VWAP. Okay. Well, we'll see if it, if it keeps going. Let me look at the daily chart. Let's see. Yeah, it's already over $1, so it's already up here. There's a big window here. Something happened in November. Poor quarterly earnings. This was, I guess, poor quarterly earnings. So, yes, there is potential for it to go up higher. Look at it's a high of 268. Okay. So, but the 200 EMA, it's above the 200 EMA already. So that won't be resistance. Let's see, let's look at TDIC. TDIC is bouncing above and below VWAP. AMBO below VWAP. And BuzzFeed broke above VWAP, but looks like it's riding the struggle bus. Okay, let me take a look here. Let's see. So I was reviewing my trading plan over on Substack today. If you're interested in reading it, it's over there on my Substack. Just kind of what I've been doing is every morning rereading it. And honestly, it's really helping because I feel like there are parts that I don't have quite locked in. I think my entry indicators, I'm doing pretty well on that. Entry execution, I think I understand where I'm supposed to do all of that. Exit indicators, this is my goal for the week. These are my exit indicators. So I pick a goal for every week to work on. And this week I'm working on my exit indicators and I put them into 4 categories. So under candle structure, price hesitation, top wicks, indecision candles, failure to make a new high. Under tape/momentum, if I see red on the tape, the price not moving up, speed of trade slowing down. If I see big sellers stacking the ask or going below the 9 EMA. So my plan is, if I hit my target, I can sell on the ask. Or start selling on the ask. Good morning, Scooter. If I hit my stop, my mental stop in the pre-market, sell in the bid. If I see one exit indicator, I'm supposed to tighten the stop to break even and keep watching. 2 or more indicators, sell. So that's the part that I'm working on this week is exit indicators and exit execution. That's my goal. Last week it was stops, and I felt like I made a ton of progress on stops. Now, if I want to scale up, I have to hit these 5 markers. And I don't think anything's going to be a huge problem except for this average R being greater or equal to 0.8. I think that's going to keep me from scaling up to 150 shares. So right now, I have 10 of 20 shares. I can't scale up until I have 20 shares that meet all the criteria because I had to reset after last Tuesday. Wednesday was a no trade day. So now I'm looking at my trades from Friday and Monday. And I had 10 trades between Friday and Monday. Sorry, Thursday, Friday, Monday. So if I look at Thursday through Monday on my trader view, let's see. I'm green, which is great. I'm 60% accuracy. Okay, I don't have any stop violations. I don't have any, what are the other things on my list? Let's see. I don't have any discretionary stop violations. My win rate is over 50%. I don't have any daily loss limit violations over those 3 trading days. And I don't have any timeout violations. But this average R number is going to kill me because if you just eyeball my trades, you can see that I don't even have one. I don't think I have a trade from those 3 days that even gets up to 0.8. So clearly the average is below 0.8. And that is going to be the thing holding me back. So that's why I'm working on my exit indicators. And hopefully by working on those exit indicators, I will be able to pull that R number up. I don't think it'll happen with 10 more trades. I would have to get amazing profit compared to my risk over the next 10 trades. I guess it's possible. It's possible, of course. Is it likely? I really have to practice. So, but no discretionary stop violations. No, my win rate is over 50% or equal to, it's 60. You know, so I feel like I want to kind of order this maybe because the stop violations are really risk management. And then the win rate and the R number are more about letting my winners run. So 3 of these rules are about, let's see. I'm going to edit this. You guys are seeing me learn real time. This is learning in public, guys. Learning in public. Okay, so I'm going to kind of organize these. I feel like risk management is most important, right? So I'm going to put the risk management ones in the top, okay? And I'm going to say risk management. I know I'm really breaking it down probably too. And then I want to say this is profit optimization. But this is kind of how, hey, Dirt Devil. Ooh, what? Get out. Are you serious? Congratulations. Wow. Wow, that is 11R. So if you were risking 1,000, your R number is, holy smokes, it is 11. That's pretty incredible. Wow. What was it? Was it futures? Was it a stock? Yeah, that's incredible. Wow. So what made it risky? That's what I'm curious. I want to know. Tell us more. Tell us more. Was it, what kind of trade was it? Give us a little bit more detail. And what made it risky? And would you take that same trade again? I want to hear all about it. Okay, so I'm going to update this. I've just separated my scaling up criteria to separate out my risk management and my profit optimization. And I think this is going to be the tough one, but wow, Dirt Devil, you really got an incredible R number. Like, that's amazing. Yeah, tell us more about it. Would you take the trade again? Because you said it was risky. So was it risky because of the amount, the total amount of risk, or was it risky because of the type of trade? Okay, so like I said, I'm reading through my trading plan every morning. This is my small cap momentum trading plan. I'm going to start trading large caps after the market opens, so I'm developing a separate trading plan for that. But this is my trading plan on Substack for small caps. But yes, scaling up, risk management, and profit optimization. But I have 5 criteria I have to meet. And this one right here, this is going to be the one that's the bottleneck, average R number. So let's see what else is popping up. AIIO, I think I had a red trade on that the other day. So do I want to get back in on something that already burned me once? I don't want to be bitter, but all right, but it is popping up. The relative volume's not there yet, though. Okay, so let's take a look. BuzzFeed, below VWAP, TDIC. This is kind of VWAP chop. And AMBO below. Let's see, MGNX. Let's take a look at that. MGNX. MGNX. Okay, below VWAP. Well, you know, that's the way things might be today, and that's fine. Let's see. How is the stock market today, May 12th? You know, this is the stock market game, right? Futures are trending lower today as investors brace for crucial inflation data and react to rising oil prices. Okay, so this sets the stage. Pre-market trading around 250 had news. Low float, and at market open it tanked to 19. I bought 10,000 shares. Wow. Okay. Wow. But still, that's a huge R number. That's like 5.5. That's massive. So you're saying you were confident about it. So what about it was risky? I'm curious. Did you not have a setup? You just were going on like, oh, instinct. But you might, if I, yeah, that's a lot. Well, you know, before I really understood my risk management compared to my risk tolerance, I was taking trades that were outside of my risk tolerance. But, you know, everyone's risk tolerance is different, obviously, depending on the capital you have to trade and just also personality, right? Yeah, I'm really curious. It sounds like you were confident it would go back up because it was at an all-time low. Okay. And wow. So, yeah, I'm curious. Tell us more. This is a great success. So, I don't want you to, it's good that you're analyzing saying that was risky, but like let's talk about why, because maybe it wasn't as risky as you think. Was it risky because it was a lot of money? You were risking 2,000. So wait, if you're if you bought in for 2,000, then you normally, I'm curious how you guys are doing this. So you bought 10,000 shares at, I'm just so curious because let's see. 0.21 times 10,000. So were you really risking 2,000 because if you bought 10,000 shares at 21 cents, you weren't thinking it was going to go to zero, or were you willing to risk all of it? Were you thinking that your risk was the entire amount of the trade? Or were you planning on, did you have a stop set before losing all of it? Because then your risk is only the amount that you like, let's just say that you said, oh, if it gets to 10 cents a share, I'm out. Then your real risk would have been, I'm sorry, I'm being such a nerd right now. Your real risk would have been 10,000 shares times 11 cents a share. So you would have been only risking $1,100, which actually would have made your R number higher again. So how do you calculate risk, Dirt Devil? Dirt Devil Detective. I love your handle. And James the Liar. You guys have awesome handles. My handle is so boring. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So you weren't sure the reason why it was gapping low. And did you have a stop set? Because that will change your risk. You know, and that makes your R number higher. If your risk is lower, if you were risking the entire $2,100, then yes, your R number would be, yeah, that's an awesome trade. Wow. Yeah. So do you guys track your trades? Like I use TraderView. You don't have to use an app. Like I'm an affiliate for them, but you can just track it in a Google spreadsheet, obviously, which a lot of people do. So maybe it was shorts. Shorting it, you know, that's pretty awesome though. Wow, congratulations. That is awesome. I'm just so curious about it because it was such a good profit R number. And so I'm really curious, like, is this something that you could recreate? Because you're saying it was risky, but was it really? It sounds like you had some really good information about it. Right. Okay. Wow. That's a great trade to analyze because that's an extremely profitable trade. So I would really pull that one apart and see, you know, if that's something that's worth recreating or like an edge that you have. You know, I mean, we're all looking for our edge, right? But yeah, I would definitely pull that trade apart and look at it every which way. That's awesome. Congratulations. All right. So yeah, things are kind of quiet so far this morning. I've got the top gainer scanner up from Warrior Trading. So, and I'm looking at Thinkorswim's pre-market movers. What's TE? Below VWAP. I guess everyone's being really cautious today because of all right, AWEN. All right, when when we look at when, oh, it has a really high float. But that's one of the criteria that I'm more flexible on if the price action's good. Oh, I was playing with ATR. So let me take that off my chart because that's confusing me a little bit. Okay. So, all right, let's take a look here. This is under $10. Trump targets pump prices. So this isn't specific to this particular. Oh, this is Wendy's. Nelson Peltz in talks to raise funds for Wendy's go private bid. Oh, interesting. Okay. Wendy's faces potential take private bid from Tryon Fund Management. Okay. See? Okay, so that could be a potential edge for you, right? If you, I mean, I'm not saying that you're always going to have success with that, but it's worth examining because that is definitely an outlier. It sounds like an outlier for you, right? So, you know, you don't want to just rush into taking other trades like that, but it's worth examining for sure. All right, WEN, Wendy's, is popping up fast. Of course, the float's higher than I would normally look at, but look at this price action. The thing is, the volume's not really going up. That's weird. The price is going up, but the volume isn't really going up as high. So let's see. And thanks to Duvan Julio, I've got my 200 daily EMA here at 868. So that is definitely a potential point of resistance. I guess I just don't like the fact that the volume, well, it's very extended off the 9 EMA. The volume's decreasing. I might look for a pullback. I mean, this is definitely a higher float stock than I would normally trade, but I'm not going to be too rigid about that. I'm going to look at the price action and the volume. But let me look at the relative volume here. The relative volume's good. It's gapped up. It has news. It's just the float. The float is high. Looks like it might be pulling back or going for a micro pullback. Now, if it gets over 10, I won't trade it because my price limit right now is $10 per share. My current price limit. I'm going to put this on my 10-second chart because I feel like this is going to... I don't know. I don't want to chase anything, so I'm going to... Taking a look at the 10-second chart here. So actually the high is here. It is pulling back. So I'm going to see if there's a bull flag pullback. However, there's definitely going to be resistance at the 200 EMA. Pulling back. This is a potential. Honestly, this is the only thing that I've seen that I like the price action. So let's see. This is the top of the low candle. I'm looking for a minimum 1-to-1 profit loss ratio, but of course, ideally, like more than that, 2-to-1 would be the best. Okay, so now this is the top of the low candle. Oh, nope. It's popping up. Oh, wow. So this looks like it might end up being more like a micro pullback. But I didn't really love the profit loss ratio here. Because here it's about what, 12 cents, and here it's about 9. So it's not even quite 1-to-1. And now it's tapping that high. So I'm going to look at the daily chart. Oh, I traded it back here. Okay. So I don't know, this could be like a flat top breakout, but my concern is the 200 EMA is at 868. So I feel like that's probably what's putting pressure on it. If I get in for a flat top breakout, my stop is 10 cents a share. Okay, now the low is down here. Now this profit loss ratio I could get on board with. But it looks like it's going to tap the 9 EMA. We're about halfway through the candle. Let's see. Yeah, this is a little bit inverted too, because this is about 12 cents and this is about 14 cents. VTGN is popping up, which is a penny stock. VTGN. Let me get rid of some of these things that aren't really. I think this is going to break out, but I don't love this profit loss ratio here. It's not quite 1-to-1. And I want something that's a little bit more, like, I'm never going to reach that 0.8 R number if I can't get my winners to go a little bit further, a lot further. Yeah. So now, oh, looks like it's trying to pop back up. I mean, MACD is still green, but now the low is down here. And that is not a profit loss ratio that I don't love that. All right, let's take a look at VTGN. No, not yet. AIIO. I'm going to take that off my list. MG. Let's see. TDIC. Okay, so WEN seems to be the only game in town right now, but I'm going to have to stick to my profit loss target because that is going to hold me back from scaling up. I'm telling you right now. I feel like I've fixed my stops for the most part. I mean, I'm not saying I'll never have another stop violation. I'm human, but I feel like I understand my process for stops, and it's really honestly optimizing my profit that this week. Last week was stops. This week is optimizing profit. So VTGN, nope. Let's see what else is popping up. Let's see. I'm looking for things under $10. TE, what's TE? Let's see. Higher float, relative news, recent news. Oh, the news is just stocks gapping up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Wendy's, okay, TE isn't doing much. So working on my exit indicators this week and really thinking about what I need to do in order to scale up to 150 shares, and realizing that my wins are too small is making me pickier about entering some of these trades, because it's like, if I don't have a potential. So for this one, even if I had taken, let's just say I got in here, let's just say I said, oh, forget it, I'll just take this 14 cents, okay, and keep my stop tight to 10 cents a share. That would be an acceptable strategy, right? If I did that, I'm still thinking there's going to be resistance at this point. So I would have to be really good about getting out right at the 10 to 12 cent mark. Well, I guess if I see those indicators, right? My exit indicators. HTCO. I saw that. HTCO. That's really close to my limit though. Close to $10. So the float's only 5 million, relative volume's good, gap's good. It's above VWAP. That's a good thing. It's above the 200 EMA. Let's look at the daily chart. Well, that's a crazy daily chart. Look at that. So it does have the potential to go up, but it also has the potential to fall. What was going on there? 427. Huh. Wonder what was going on there. I don't know. It's just above VWAP. I want to see a little bit more. I want to see it a little bit more established above VWAP. But I like the volume candles, right? So the price is going up, the volume's going up, the price is going down, the volume's going down. So right now we have HTCO, we have WEN, well, so it's coming up here, tapping this again, almost tapping this level again, but now the MACD is turning red. So VTGN popped up and just fell right off. TE, nothing to write home about. VWAP chop, right? Actually, this is just, I did a video on this weekend, VWAP chop. And this right here, VWAP chop. I feel like things are moving pretty slow. Look at the spread on this. So HTCO, it's like kind of a big spread, whereas Wendy's has a tighter spread and is moving more quickly right now. But HTCO, oh, uh-oh. So I was watching there's a class on warrior trading. One of Ross's students is teaching or taught, and it's on there about trading on Thinkorswim. I've started watching it. TLIH popped up. And one of the things he said, I just started watching it, so I can't remember the name of the teacher, but it's one of Ross's big top students. He said that when you're watching the time and sales on Thinkorswim, and so the class is on trading on Thinkorswim, so I'm really excited because I'm hoping to pick up some tips. But he said that one of the things about Thinkorswim is that on the level 2, it's hard to see if the level 2 is speeding up or slowing down because it only, I don't know if you meant refreshes every like so many fractions of a second, and it doesn't do it in real time. So I do still see it speeding up and slowing down, but I guess it's not exactly in real time. So I'm going to Google this. How often does level 2 on Thinkorswim refresh? It says it generally refreshes in near real time, but it commonly exhibits a 1 to 3 second latency or timer-based refresh effect in level 2 and active trader, making it slower than direct access platforms. I think that's what he was getting at. Well, labeled real time, this latency is often caused by non-direct routing or pending exchange agreement signatures. Because here, where is it? Where is it? System. Okay, so under system, I have real-time no delay. And then there's 1 second, 3 second. When I first started trading, I didn't realize I was on a 3 second delay. Talk about making life hard for myself. Wow. So now it's on real time, no delay. Okay. However, it sounds like there's latency or timer-based refresh effect in level 2, making it slower than direct access platforms. So there's a trade-off. I'm a new trader. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm chilly today. And I'm pulling my microphone off my top here. But there is, I guess, a bit of latency compared to direct access brokers. And I think that matters, okay? It says key details on Thinkorswim refresh rates. Users often report L2 data updating every 2 to 4 seconds or in 6 to second intervals in slower scenarios rather than instantly. Of course, the paper money platform is known to have slower, less frequent data updates, which is, of course, but you're just practicing in paper money, right? To ensure the fastest rate, you must log in, go to client services, and ensure real-time NASDAQ level 2 quotes are active. So let's see. Subscriptions. I didn't know there was a subscriptions. Huh. So let's do that. Let's do that. It says, I'm going to go into my Charles Schwab account. Sorry, guys, I'm on a little side quest here to see if I can resolve any potential latency on my Thinkorswim. No, I might already have this selected. I have no idea. And I'm not going to share my screen because I don't want you to see my personal information, but I'll walk you through what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll show you what I can. 5, 4, 3. All right, so what it says is to log in through the website, go to client services. Where is client services? I don't see that. Sometimes the internet does not have accurate information. Get it together, Skynet. Okay, so client services subscriptions. Where is that? I'm looking. I use AI for a lot of things, and like sometimes I'll ask AI something and I'm like, this is totally wrong. And then I push back, it's like, sorry, my bad, let me recalculate. Like, if I wanted to make mistakes, I could just do that on my own, buddy. All right. If you transition to TD Ameritrade, service profile, service or profile menus. Okay, profile. That's what we're supposed to be under. Let's see if we can, I just want to make sure that this is, so there's an agreement that, let's see, I might have already signed to these agreements. Just kind of learning about this. Okay, so I'm considered non-professional because I'm not registered with with the SEC or managing other person's money or okay, so this, let's see. All right, so I went to the Charles Schwab website and it says I may have seen these agreements in the past. So I guess that, let's see, enables real-time level 2 data, but I'm sure I've already done that. Let's see. What else? It says go to profile and look for market data, subscriptions, or service settings. Market data, subscriptions, or service settings. Has anybody gone through this process to make sure that their level 2 data is in real time? All right, it says interesting. think that's what I was supposed to do. I don't know. Just trying to make sure, according to the internet, you have to have real-time NASDAQ level 2 quotes. Real time, let me put level 2. Let's make sure I have everything. Everything organized the way I need to, right? Okay, so on my settings, it says streaming quotes, settings, enable streaming. Streaming quotes are on. With streaming enabled, quotes may refresh up to every second on many features of the website. If this is off, streaming will be disabled. Well, okay, clearly my streaming's enabled. All right, CNCK. CNCK. Oops. Just trying to make sure I've optimized everything on my Thinkorswim. On Thinkorswim, right? Because, of course, like it said, it's not a direct access broker. Okay, so the big thing, though, for those of you who are on Thinkorswim is make sure, where is it? System. Under system, you have real time, no delay. Okay, that's the big one. All right, so CNCK, float 8 million, everything looks good. There's news, they have a partnership. They're hard to borrow. They're over $500,000 in total volume. The 200 EMA is at 346. Let's see, this is like got potential. I'm looking at it on the daily chart. But okay, I do see a window back to 383 and one all the way back to 936. Okay, so let's go back. I'm gonna watch this one for sure. This is the first thing that's popped up that feels like it's really moving. I'm looking at the level 2. I'm seeing some sellers pop up, some bigger sellers pop up, but they're getting bought up right away. HTCO. Let's see, WEN below VWAP. TE. TLH. Okay, so CNCK looks like the only game in town right now, but it's below VWAP. Let's see. I'll look at the 10-second chart. CNCK. I feel like this could be a potential for like micro pullbacks, possibly. I'm going to look at it on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so on the 5-minute chart, we're still running up. But again, it's just like, you know, when I see the VWAP and the 9 EMA inverted, I'm like, okay, I don't love that. All right, and this is the top of the low candle, but now it's below VWAP. It went below the 9 EMA. So this here, I would rather wait for it to be established above VWAP. But I'm going to watch it. Because even though this is like a potential profit loss ratio, I would really want to see it established above VWAP. So yeah, I'm really curious about this. Streaming quotes is enabled. Let's see. While I'm keeping an eye on, now this is the top of the low candle. Okay, so that was the thing. So if you're on Thinkorswim, you have to go into, let me take a screenshot for you guys so you can see what it looks like. All right, so you have to go into your account and make sure that enable streaming is on, okay? To make sure that everything's refreshing properly, I guess. So yes, I'm taking the Thinkorswim class that's on Ross's educational platform because I paid for the courses. So I think it's good for 3 years. And let me see, what was the name of his student? It's like one of his top students. So some of his classes, he teaches the main classes, but then some of his classes are taught by some of his top students, which is nice because you get a different perspective, but they all still kind of have like the same overarching philosophy about trading. Let's see, where's the, looking for the name of the, okay, it's called, with Danny, Momentum Trading with Thinkorswim. It's one of his graduate level courses. So I'm hoping that I'll pick up more tips and tricks for trading in Thinkorswim. And what I like so far, I watched the intro. I liked the fact that, you know, he trades in Thinkorswim. He does use other apps with it, so. But in any case, I'm hoping, what's going on with my hair today? I'm hoping that I'll pick up some tips and tricks. Because I do like Thinkorswim. I was playing with Weeble last night and I hate the platform, guys. I don't know what else to say. Maybe it's because I'm old and I'm 55 and maybe I'm doing that thing where I'm like, it's different. I don't like it. But I really don't think that's what it is because that's not my personality. I'm definitely the kind of person that likes change and likes to innovate. When I like to optimize, innovate, but I'm a minimalist and I don't know, I want to learn Weeble so I can trade between 4 and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but every time I get on Weeble, I'm like annoyed. I was trying to play with it last night and I'm like, what am I doing here? You know, I think it's a matter of just committing to the time and stop being a whiny baby about it. I think I'm being a whiny baby about it, honestly. All right, let's check on Coinbase. I'm going to wait for CNCK to establish itself above VWAP. I'm not going to trade below VWAP. So, Bitcoin back down to 80. Ugh. Boo. Presumably that is the news. So let's see. Since noon yesterday, seen a decline. Presumably that's in response to like the news, right? Okay, so I'm gonna try to not be a baby about it, and I'm going to put my paper trading on. What's popping up? Something's popping up. MOBX. Let's see. MOBX. Okay. It is under $10. The float's under 20 million, but the relative volume is low and the total volume is low. So let's keep an eye on it because it does have news, which I like. It says Mobix Labs wins additional Boeing 737 aerospace order. That's great news. I'm using Webull, but not going to say it's the easiest to use. Thank you for your transparency on that, Dirt Devil. Yeah, I want to get to know Webull because I really want to have the option to trade between 4 and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time so that when I travel, I have another trading window available to me. But my comfort level is not nearly as high as with Thinkorswim. So this news for MOBX is awesome. They won an additional Boeing 737 aerospace order. I think that's great. So let's take a look at this one. Hard to borrow. The total volume's under 500,000, but the relative volume already popped up. Look at that. It's already way over, it's over 30 times the 50-day average. So that's great. CNCK, I'm going to take that off the list. All right. MOBX, let's take a look. The 200 EMA is at 544. I'm going to look at the daily chart, see if there are any windows, gaps. Okay, yep. Look, a window up to 4 here. And all the way up to 13 here. So this has potential to go up. This is, I think, phenomenal news, but let's see what the internet thinks or the market. Oh, that's good. So you can export them and learn from them. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, I like that. Right now I have it in paper trade mode. Oh, CNCK is trying to make a run for it. But I think this is just fantastic news, but the price action does not agree with me. So, CNCK, don't mess with us. Yeah, see, it's still below VWAP. Okay. So yeah, I thought this was fantastic news, but apparently the market does not agree with me. Now, I personally would not go into space because I'm a little bit claustrophobic, or I don't like enclosed spaces. Claustrophobic might be an extreme way to put it, but I don't like enclosed spaces. Yeah, it's screaming, "Don't buy me." It is, James. It is. It's like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's why I stopped stressing so much about if a stock had news, because honestly, it's like, it's nice if it has news, but then I'm like always confused. Why is the stock not going up? You know, or you'll see a stock with great price action with no news. So from what I understand, because now I'm trying to switch to large caps from my market open strategy, and from what I understand, those are very responsive to news. So that's maybe a different animal, but yeah, really, like, this is great news, guys. But right now the Bears are in charge on this one. So, I mean, I'll keep watching it. I was really hoping Bitcoin would break 85. But it didn't. Okay, so I'm looking at so the other thing that has made it really hard for me to paper trade on Webull is not having the level 2. That's killing me. It's like, really? CNCK is trying to break VWAP. But look, it's just, it was support, now it's resistance, right? So if you're somebody that likes to short, I guess this would be for you. I don't short stocks. I'm terrified to do that. I'm not consistently profitable to the long side. Let's go with that first. I'll worry about shorting. I just don't think I'll ever short stocks. I'm just too scared to do that. But yeah, so now VWAP is support, MACD is red. It's like, what are we doing? CNCK. All right. Yeah, today's kind of slow. Let's see. We're after 8 o'clock and I haven't had anything yet. However, we checked all my quote streaming settings on Thinkorswim. Does look really fast. However, he did say, Danny did say in the class that it doesn't refresh like direct access brokers, and that's also what the internet said. Until I'm consistently profitable, I am not making any moves. $10 a month? What? See, that's a barrier for me because I'm already paying for scanners, and although I might be switching my scanners, I like warrior trading scanners. Don't get me wrong. It's just a high price point, and Okay, so CNCK did break VWAP, so it's something to watch. MOBX took a nosedive, but CNCK, let's see. But MACD is still red. I would probably wait for CNCK to establish itself above VWAP, make sure it's solidly above VWAP, 9 EMA, and MACD's green, and then I would look for a pullback. However, now we've got this potential resistance at high of day, right? Well, let's see what happens. This could be interesting. Yeah, I think one of the things but free L2 is not real time L2. Got it. Good morning, Eligos. Oh, I see. Okay. So I think that Danny, who's teaching the class on Thinkorswim, I think he pays for something called DOS Trader to use in conjunction with it now. But I think that's a new, well, as of the time of him taping the class, that's a new thing. So I guess he uses DAS Trader. Level 2 in Webull is $2.99 per month. Oh, it shows halt levels and resumption prices. That's helpful during the market open. Oh, I see. So maybe there are levels, like you can do $2.99 for level 2 and then $10 for more stuff. Okay, so DOS Trader is a direct access broker. So I am learning. My goal, practice shorting with paper trading. I don't know, Scooter. I think it would help my momentum trading to practice it in paper trading, because I do think we should understand shorting. It helps to understand the price action. It's just that I don't think I could do it with real money. That's too scary to me. And I know a lot of traders do it. Maybe with something like large caps where it's moving a lot more slowly, you know? Okay, NASDAQ total view. NASDAQ total view, does that look like what you get in Thinkorswim? Well, you said, okay, let's see. It has the halt levels and resumption prices. That's really helpful, honestly, because if you get stuck in a halt, right? That's really helpful. So CNCK is pulling back. So maybe VWAP is going to be support now. Let's see. We've got a potential pullback here, but it's like a 1-to-1 profit ratio. The MACD is almost green, kind of. It popped up green for a second. Okay, so that must be what he's doing, because he said he was using it in conjunction, but he said that was new at the time of filming the class. So got it. So many options out there, huh? So this is popping up, but the volume bar isn't. I'm looking in the ask. I don't see any like massive sellers. Oh. No, we're in a new candle. I don't know. I kind of missed it because I didn't feel like the volume was confirming it. I wanted to see more volume on the volume candle. So I missed it. Maybe being too conservative today, maybe. I don't know. Oh, I see. RZLV. Is that what's beeping on my scanner right now? Let's see. RZLV. RZLV. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't see it anywhere here, though. Oh, that's really high float. Much higher than I would normally trade. RPGL. But I like the price action, so let's take a look at that. This one's also popping up. Low float, gap. So we have RZLV, which is kind of grinding up. That's something to watch. RGPL, hard to borrow, but it's a penny stock. I haven't taken any trades today. Let's see. And that's okay. We have to normalize that, guys, because if you don't see it, you don't see it. I also didn't get as much sleep last night, so I'm a little bit like low energy, and I think that definitely plays into taking off my jacket. It definitely plays into, you know, my risk tolerance for sure. Yeah, RZLV is kind of like grinding up here. Hard to borrow. Really high float. I don't see it on any of my scanners here, so I'm curious what the relative volume is. I'm looking to see if I can find it. Wonder if there's a way to ZLV. Okay, the relative volume is almost 5 times the 50-day average. So if on Warrior Trading scanners, I put in the ticker to the stock quote window, and the relative volume is 4.86, and let's see, it's gapped, but it's only gapped up 4.41% from the previous day's close. The float's really high, 120 million, but again, I'm going for price action over everything else. So, oh, it kind of took my scanners away in a minute. Top gainers. What? Now it's below the 9 EMA. All right, so RPGL. Wow, this is an interesting pullback, but it's below VWAP. MOBX. I can't believe this news didn't go anywhere. That's just shocking to me. That's why I'm like not. So CNCK. Let me get rid of all of this. MACD is red again, and it's just hovering above and below VWAP. Good morning, HG. No trades yet today. Just looking at everything that's out and seeing if I can find something good. Yeah, I think it's kind of slow today. Well, the news is slow. It really is. Because yeah. Futures are down. Futures are trending lower. Geopolitical tension. Can't everyone just get along? I always want everyone to get along because I'm a mom. Can't everyone just get along, please? Right, so following a rejected ceasefire proposal, oil prices have surged above $100 a barrel. So if we look at some benchmarks that I track, the S&P, let's see. Get rid of these lines here. Keeps putting a line on there. All right, let's forget that for the moment. There we go. Okay, so let's look at the daily S&P. I mean, still high, all-time high yesterday, right? That's what it looks like, all-time high yesterday. The Russell 2000 kind of took a bit of a dip, popping back up, hitting the 9 EMA. Bitcoin looking, people are taking some profit, right? It hit pulling back. Gold futures. Silver futures. Of course, on the daily chart, it's not counting for today, but so today, let's look at the yeah, bit of a decline. Of course, it always comes back up. All right, so CNCK is kind of popping below and above VWAP. Let's see if VWAP is resistance or support right now, but the MACD's red, so I'm not going to trade that. RZLV popped down, but it looks like it's curving back up. RPLG, wow, it's like a wasteland today. Yeah, I really don't see anything yet. Watch, I'm going to take a break, and then something is going to pop up. I feel like that happens all the time. All right, I am going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be back. I'm going to get more tea and then settle in, and we'll just keep watching and seeing if anything pops up today. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Got my got my my mic back. Let's see. TDIC popped up again. TDIC. Not really. All right, CNCK made a move, of course. From here to, it went past, let's see, but it's a lot of topping tails, right? 243, made a 20-cent move here. Now the MACD's green. Okay, so but this isn't like a clean pullback. I don't know, a lot of, I mean, this makes sense because it's a reversal, right? And so does this. And this bottom tail makes sense, and this bottom tail makes sense. But this one here, these doesn't feel clean to me. So I'm like, eh. I feel like the more experienced we get at trading, the less trades we're going to take, because we're going to rule out stuff that just doesn't make any sense. If anyone sees anything that looks good, let us know. RZLV was kind of making a move and then pulled back. RPGL, same. Let's see. So, yep, these are the trades, the 3 days of trades that I took. If I don't take any trades today, then it's going to stay at 10 out of 20 trades. But honestly, not letting my winners run is going to be the biggest issue for me. And when I look at my notes right here, left money on the table, this one. This was a big one that I left a lot of money on the table on this one. Right here, I got in on a micro pullback and I missed all of that, 40 cents. So hopefully I'll have a few more trades that I can practice my exit indicators, since that is my goal for the week. So if my win rate from last week was like 73%, which is obviously too high. I think once I let my winners run more and I get better at my exit execution, I'm expecting my accuracy to drop. But I'm expecting my winners to get bigger. So let's hope, because if you look here, I'll look at last week's data because that was what I based my goal on. If I look at last week's data, Okay, I had a 73% accuracy rate, but I only made $3. That makes no sense, and that's because my losers were too big and my winners were too small. But this number here, this is the average amount that my trades went down before I sold. So that's bad. In a nutshell, I want this average position MAE to reduce, and average position MFE, this is how much it gained, okay, in a trade on average, which is 0. This is the maximum favorable excursion. And that's what I'm trying to grow this week. So let's look at, I only have 1 day of trading, but let's look at yesterday. Do I have an no, I don't have an MFE, and I don't have an average. Oh, because I guess that would have to average over multiple days, right? So let's look at the 20 trades. So that would be Thursday through yesterday. Let's see what the data is for that. 0 and 0. Well, 0 for MAE seems pretty good, but 0 for MFE, I need this number to be, I guess I want this to be bigger, right? Alrighty, let's see, what do we have? CNCK coming back down to VWAP. So I missed this run here, but MACD was still red. So I would have been cautious about getting in. So I probably wouldn't have taken this trade. This one here, again, MACD was red. I might not have taken this trade. And also the profit loss ratio. So if this is the high, but not high of day, this would have been a little bit of a false breakout. We're halfway through the trading session. I haven't taken a trade yet. The scanners are so quiet, guys. And sometimes when I'm live streaming or trading, the scanners are going off nonstop, and it's just like annoying after a while. It's weird how quiet they are. Very strange. Looking to see if there's anything to watch. Not really. Not really. Yeah, I really don't see anything popping up. I mean, ODYS, let's see. I lost money on that one. I think I was the only person on the planet that lost money on ODYS. Well, it's just flat. Not much happening. I mean, CNCK is probably our best bet today. I mean, HTCO is moving, but that's above $10 again. So I'm not going to get in. Oh, look at that. Wow. It's just tapping, 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 but now it's above VWAP. So for those of you who will trade over $10 a share, HTCO looks like it's moving. Let's see, what's high of day? Right here, 1098. This could be good for those of you who will trade a larger share size. Well, larger, you know, over 10. I ran downstairs to get my vitamins. All right. I also got trash sleep last night, so I think that makes a big difference, you know, in terms of pattern recognition. All right, so looks like it keeps popping up, grinding up, and then having a few red candles. RPGL, let's take that off. TDIC, RZ, LV, moving up again. Let's see. Yeah, not much going on. VSTS has higher float and it's over my price. VSTS, but just to, you know, watch stuff. Let's see what's going on. Not enough volume. Okay, let's take that off. I'm gonna look at Thinkorswim's pre-market movers, and I'm gonna organize it by the change in price. So BuzzFeed is still at the top. QUBT. Okay. So this is CNCK is making a move, but MACD is red. And again, it's not like I won't trade if the MACD is red, but yeah, it's been kind of choppy. So I'm going to hold off on that. Let's see, VSTS, Wendy's below VWAP. Yeah, wow. It's like crickets. Let's see. So stocks are lower. Key movers. Tesla slipping. GitLab down 9% after announcing a restructuring plan. Oh, did they have a website? I was briefly into coding. I thought I would want to be a programmer for a while, so I took a few coding classes, like through... No, I haven't had any trades yet. And, yeah, it's just, it looks choppy to me. And 825.40, let's see, 825.40. So somewhere in here, and it rejected on you. On the 10-second, okay. Let's see, I'm gonna look at the 10-second. So 825.40 right here. So you were thinking, all right, you were going to get in on this pullback, and then it just rejected here. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. It's a bummer. I hope you got out at a reasonable stop. Because, you know, we're going to have rejected trades, right? I mean, that happened to me yesterday. I had one green trade, one red trade. You know, it's going to happen. But, you know, you took it in here where the MACD was green. I don't have MACD on here. Let's see. How do I get? I have to play with this 10-second chart a little bit more. There's a lot of stuff on here. Lot. Yeah, let's see. 825. Big green pool. Oh, right here. Right here. Oh, okay. And then it rejected on you. Okay. This right here, this pool. Got it. Oh. Well, hopefully you got out at your stop. Wow, that really flew up too. This is the 10-second chart. So that happened fast. Very fast. Yeah, so I went through a coding phase, and which I don't know if, you know, people are saying coding's dead because of AI. Well, somebody has to code AI, right? So, because honestly, I use AI for everything. And, well, not everything, but I plan my trips. I plan, you know, it even helped me like figure out like what to do for, you know, like, let's see, what else did coaching plans, because I do some coaching, like all kinds of stuff. Well, someone has to program that because it's not perfect. Trust me. I'm like, that's not right. Sometimes it gives me information. I'm like, that's not right. FEED. I think I've traded this before. FEED. Let's see. All right. This is a potential one. The float's below 20 million. The relative volume's up. It's gapped up. It has news. 3-year contract renewal. That's great news. It's hard to borrow and thinkorswim. The volume's above 500,000. All right. I think I've traded this before. Like when I feel like I did. Yeah, I did. Back in March. Oh, and in January. It's so funny to think about like what I've traded before because, you know, you improve, right? So AM coding to all my trading is coded. Scanner is coded. Strategy too. Yeah, I mean, I think I want to get back into it, but there's only so many hours in the day. I do other things besides trading. I I coach athletes at night, and then I'm a writer, so I do like other things, and I have other commitments. Oh man, I had high hopes for FEED, but this will not work. Oh no. I'm a mom too, exactly. They're adults, but they live with me. So my daughter and I, we go to the gym a lot of the days together, like in the afternoon. So my kids are great. They're awesome, but you know, they're adults, so I don't have to. It's not like when they were little, but yeah, so there's only so many hours in a day. I just need like 6 more hours a day. That would be great. If one of you could just get on that. Any of you out there who are like scientists, if you could just work on the space-time continuum and add like 6 more hours to the day, that would be extremely helpful. Thank you. Well, I guess FEED didn't like the idea of, so these must be shorts, right? And then look at this. It's pretty much making a round trip. Look at that. Oh, okay. It's blocked on Webull. Yeah, that's pretty common, I guess. Like I said, I know we were talking about this yesterday, right? I had to call Charles Schwab. Like almost everything I tried to trade at one point was pretty much blocked. So I had to call them, I had to sign some agreements, and then they lifted that. But it is so frustrating because I'd be all excited. I'd be like, this one looks like it might be good. And then I'd go to click to get in, buy, and I couldn't do it. I was like, ugh. I wish they had like a little icon next to the ticker if it's a restricted stock and you have to call them. I feel like that would be better. I haven't seen that. You should feel good about that because that means you're being like, discerning about what you're looking to trade, I mean, if we're doing this right, I think there will be no trade days. Every day can't be an amazing trading day. That's one of the reasons why I want to expand my strategy so that, if small caps aren't doing well, I can move to large caps, or sometimes everything's down. But I like the idea of having like multiple strategies so I can kind of like flip between them. Also, I have not been having a good experience with small caps after the market opened lately. So today I'm going to do what I did yesterday, which is look for the opening range breakout on large caps. I'm not going to trade it. It's hard to paper trade something when I'm already in the live stream. So I can't really paper trade the opening range breakout, but I'm going to look for all the setups and preach sister. Yeah, seriously, like, they're not all going to be great trading days, and it's better to sit out. Like, first of all, risk management is the most important piece. We literally can't survive to keep trading if we don't have enough capital. I'm over on Reddit, and a lot of people are posting over there about blowing up their accounts. And of course, I was at risk of that too at one point. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying that, like, it's a risky thing we're doing. And so risk management is definitely the most important piece, which is why I select my weekly goal based on the theory of constraints. And so last week, I felt like based on the previous data, the thing that was really holding me back was working on my stops. This week, it's on exit indicators and letting my winners run. But risk management is the most important thing. I mean, you just literally can't trade without money. I mean, you could paper trade, but you're not going to make money without money. So, well, don't feel too bad about being blocked with FEED. Look at this. Big red candle. Big tail here. Kind of leading us to believe it might pop back up. Doji, doji, doji. Huge red candle. Someone's making money here. It's just not me. Let's see. CNCK. I don't know. CNCK, I'm not feeling it. It's like choppy to me. And the MACD is red most of the time. HTCO, again, hovering below VWAP. ODYS, that's not making any moves. RZLV, this is like grinding back up. That's a grinder, but that's a much higher float than I usually trade. TDIC, let's take that off the list. RZLV, I'm kind of intrigued here. The MACD is slightly green. It tapped a VWAP, popped back up. I'm intrigued. But FEED, get the popcorn. Let's watch the drama. Look at this. Yikes. Wow. Yeah. Get our popcorn, sit here and watch the show. This is crazy. So I'm 2 hours in, not one trade. I'm a little bit bummed out. I want practicing my exit indicators, but like I have to be patient because anytime I am impatient, then I just end up in a situation where I'm rushing into trades and not loving it, you know? So there's a lot of you that have been popping on the live stream like every day. How many of you trade every day? I'm gonna do a poll. I'm curious about that because, and when I say trade every day, what I mean is watch this, sit to trade every day, not that you actually take trades every day. I think that would be a good distinction to make, but all right. Doing a little poll here. I like the polls because I'm curious about you guys, you know? All right, I just put a poll. Right? If that's all that patience and watching, yes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is actually, wow, what happened with my light? This has actually really helped me develop patience. And that's true. You know, patience in watching. We're getting screen time, we're watching the charts, we're learning even when we're not trading. So that's the most important thing. All right, I just put a poll up on the posts section. I'm kind of curious what you guys do. If you want to check out the poll. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people that trade are also coders. They're into coding. I definitely want to revisit that at some point, but like I said, there's only so many hours in the day. Only so many hours. Got to pick and choose, I guess, the things that you're going to do. And of course, the dream is for me to be consistently profitable with this. I have digital nomad aspirations, like everybody else, I guess. All right. I have too many tabs open. So let's see, anything else? So I put it in, okay, so I'm still learning how to use the community tab, and I don't know, it might look different to you guys than to me because I'm it's my channel. But if you go to the YouTube channel, at the top there are tabs: home, videos, live, playlists, and posts. You can click on posts and the poll should be the top post. But I think if you click on the community tab, it will also show up. Yep, it's in there. I'm not sure how it's, oh, it's let's see. Yep, if you go into the community button, then it should show up. Let me know if you can see. I know, is the poll, yeah, so it's on either under posts or if you click community. Now, I have to figure out community settings. Let's see. So you guys, I think, can post in the community tab, but I'm still learning. Like if you wanted to post something in there, I think you can. You just have to have been subscribed for at least a day. It only gives me 2 options, 1 day, 1 week. I can't take off the restriction completely. But as long as you've been subscribed to the chat to my channel for at least 1 day, you should be able to post in the community section. I did put guidelines. I don't know where you can see those, but for anybody that does want to post in the community section, I use the think rule. And again, I'm a mom, right? So when you make comments, make sure they're true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. Oh, okay. Woohoo! We got a vote. I like the polls because I'm super curious about you guys. So I like the polls because I want to know, like, what do you do? Yeah, so I'm looking at the community settings because I'm finding so cool that you guys show up and you participate, because I'm sure if I have a question, someone else has the same question, right? Or if you have something to say, someone else is going to be interested, because I'm interested in everything you guys are saying. So I'm learning. I mean, I've been trading now since February 2025, and I'm still a beginner. So, you know, it takes, I won't consider myself past beginner status until I'm consistently profitable. So I'm just looking at the channel settings. But I would love for you guys to get to the point where you feel comfortable posting in the community section. Okay, feature eligibility. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out. I think you guys can post. Let's see, comments. Okay, it says posts in your community, viewer posts on. If anyone is willing to try it out for me, do you want to just put like a comment in the community section, even if it's just like testing? That would be super helpful, just to see if it even works. Walk, W-O-K. Work med technology. Let's see. I guess I was looking at this the other day. The float's really low, relative volume's really high, but it's gapped down. So it says it's gapped down 30% from the previous day's close. Oh, I see, because it popped up after hours yesterday. News, they had a well, okay, so yesterday at 9 a.m. collaboration. I feel like, oh yeah, I saw this yesterday. They had a collaboration with Nova BioPlus to unlock biological data value with AI, advancing the biotoken acidization model. Saw this yesterday. So it popped up after hours. That's why it's kind of gapped down. But it's crawling up again. Interesting. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Eligos. Okay, it works. It works. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for testing it. Okay, so now we know that if you guys want to, you can go into the community tab, and you can post in the community tab. Thank you. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you so much, because I couldn't tell, right? It's like I know I can post in it because it's my channel, but very helpful. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we know you guys can post in the community tab if you want to, but I'm hoping that you guys will use it for stuff. Because I feel like that's the big thing, right? Traders, before I was trading in complete isolation, so lonely. Because, you know, because of you guys, I've already done so many things to my channel, like, you know, and I've explored so many things because I'm hearing what you guys are doing. And then I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Like, guys, my whiteboard has been a game changer. That's what kept me on track with my timeout yesterday. And I actually haven't made a trade after the market open in a week, but I have the most vital risk management concepts on my board. And I think that's probably one of the main things, but I feel like I should put something on here about exit indicators. I'll put like this week's goal. Let's see, I heard something pop up. Let's check that out. Oh, it's WOK. That's okay. This is still a learning day, right? So let's look at this week's goal. Let's see. This week's goal. That'll keep me really dialed in. So this week's goal is exit indicators. All right. So I'm not going to just have, it's kind of too bright. I'm not going to just have, can you see it? This week's goal, exit indicators. So I won't just have risk management on here. I'll have my weekly goal as well. And hopefully this has really helped. I kind of underestimated, honestly, how helpful the whiteboard would be. Now I'm team whiteboard. Honestly, really helpful. I've got it propped up here behind my monitor. And it's definitely going to keep me on the straight and narrow. It already has, because the timeout thing was a game changer. Wow, I'm surprised at how flippin' slow everything is today. Yeah, so the whiteboard, I got that from you guys. KOPN. Which is on the Thinkorswim watch list. Ooh, okay. So let's look at the date. Well, let me mark the high of day. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah. Oh, look, I traded it way back when. Back last July. That must have been one of the first stocks I traded with real money, because that's when I switched to real money. Let's see. It's a much higher float than I would normally look at, but the float is 157 million, but it's more, I'm more concerned about the price action. The relative volume is good. Look at this. Yeah, look at the 200 EMA is way down here. It's easy to borrow though. So that won't immediately disqualify it for me, but it's important to know that, because on Thinkorswim, that's going to put downward pressure on the price, right? But look at this. It's going right back up to high of day. If you are like the high of day breakout, honestly, it doesn't look like it's moving very quickly here though. I feel like it's not moving very quickly at all. Um, Yeah. Okay, it looks like it's a potential flat top breakout here at this level. That's what I would be looking to trade, but I just feel like there's not a lot of movement here. And this seller right here, 2000, that's 10 times, 20 times the other sellers. So this is a big seller. Oh, it was bought up. Look at that. It's been bought up. What's nice about this going slowly is you can actually see the orders getting bought up on the tape. So 63 right there, 63. Now we're looking for 64, 64, 65, 65. Look at that. It's breaking out. Flat top breakout. 69, 71. Wow. 72. This would have been a great flat top breakout. So now we're seeing mixed colors on the tape. So now we've got these orders at the top. Let's see, 1100 is more than 5 times this order, 200 more than 5 times this order. So we've got some big sellers on the ad. Oh, 72. Let's see. Oh, it's buying up these orders, 72, but I don't see this order going down. So maybe there's a hidden seller. Okay, so red on the tape is people selling to these buyers, right? Look at this, 570, up, 571. Let's see if someone starts buying this up at 572, 570, 572, 573. Let's see if they buy this one up. It's slow enough to actually see. So now it's kind of here at this level. I could put my 10-second chart on. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That was definitely like a breakout. So now we're up here. So it's pulling back a little bit on the 10-second. Oh, forgot to put my good till canceled on here. Okay, so this is going to be a 10-cent stop. So I'm seeing, well, this is moving more slowly than 581 on the ask, 579 on the bid, 578. So this is a good lesson for me because price hesitation is looking different on a much slower moving stock. 583 on the ask. Red on the tape. Oh, 584. 585 on the ask, but now there's some big sellers. Oh, now we're green. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I did see some price hesitation. I kind of got out too early. Let's see. So that was, I guess, a micro pullback. So 2. I think I didn't do a good job of I didn't let it run. I should have let it run. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to look for another opportunity to get in. I'm seeing a pullback on the 10-second chart, which is a topping tail on the 1 minute. On the 10-second, it's pulling back to the 9 EMA. Oh. Looks like a potential bull flag pullback here. Yeah, I feel like I messed up the exit indicators on that. Yeah, that was a bit of a flub. I got in a little late on that pullback too. So this is the low of the candle. That's a good profit loss ratio. But see, I still didn't, I'm going to have to start getting like 10 cents a share if I want to scale up. That's going to hold me back. And that potential was there, but I let it go. Okay. but now it's below the 9 EMA, so that's CNCK. Okay, CNCK. All right, guys, so we're like 5 minutes from the open. I'm going to be switching my strategy at the market open. Okay, if I see a good small cap stock, I'll take it, but I'm looking for opening breakouts, opening range breakouts. So I'm going to be switching at the market open. Well, I got one trade. And I'm going to be looking for mid caps and large caps at the market open. All right, so let's clean up the list here. WOK, RZVL, KOPN, sadly below VWAP, HTCO, FEED. Wow, TDIC is popping up, but too close to the open for me. So we've got, I'm going to take a quick, like 1 minute break. I will be right back, you guys. Okay, I'm back. Ready for the market open. Let's see. Okay, that's better. All righty. We are about to get into the market open. Exciting. All right. So for those of you just joining, I have one green trade, but I'm not going to take the time to put it into trader view just yet because of the market opening any second. Actually, I could do that. I have time. Okay, so let me go to my trader view, import my trades. Okay, market open. Let me refresh my status. today. So this one was, I have it defaulted to 10 cents a share, but it was a micro pullback. And I saw price hesitation, but I don't think I had a second exit signal. So I'm going to put, didn't get out at a second exit signal. Weekly goal fail. All right. I like to put notes in. All right. So let's look at what's going on. So I'm going to flip to, I'm going to create a watch list. Wait a minute. Create watch list. Let's call it market open. All right. And I'm going to put TSLL and DVL. These are the two that I'm kind of in, whoops. And VDL. These are the two that I'm kind of interested in looking at today. So I'm going to do a 5-minute opening range. And this is something that I am playing with. I'm going to look at the large cap scanner. And Nokia is popping up again. Let's see. I'm just going to, okay, so that's kind of tanking. NVDL. So I'm going to try to do, I'm not going to necessarily trade these but I can't paper trade if I'm sitting here on my live stream at the same time. So I'm going to just practice with you guys looking for opening range breakout opportunities. This is something that I wanted to try from Andrew Aziz's book. You know, it really inspired me to look at other strategies. And also you guys. Besides the fact that I'm struggling to make small caps work at the market open. So I'm open to trying things. I like the idea of having multiple strategies so I can just kind of hop around. PayPal. Again, this is like a completely new strategy for me. Just playing around with it, seeing what happens. But one of you guys mentioned TSLL to me. So now, if I do take a trade, it's going to be with 10 shares. I'm just going to practice. Okay? Just practice. But I probably won't take a trade today. But I just want to, what are some others? AMDL? Is that one? That's the one that tracks AMD, right? So I just want to practice looking for the opening range and practice seeing the stops. But it does seem a lot easier because it's like slower moving, right? So I know some people do the 15-minute opening range. Some people do the 30-minute opening range. Wow, there's a lot of stuff popping up now. Like, I'm going to turn that running up scanner off though, because that's a little bit distracting, and I'm turning off the bell because it's a little bit distracting and I'm not working off of that right now. I'm looking at Warrior Trading's large cap, what is this? Large cap, highest volume, is that what this is? High of day momentum. Just kind of getting used to seeing things on here. Let's see, is there like a mid? There's large cap, penny stocks, but I don't see like mid cap. So I guess large cap is anything that's not small cap. That must include the mid cap stuff, right? I don't know, just guessing. All right, the first 5 minutes have passed. So if I am doing this correctly, I would mark the top and the bottom of the opening range. Let me get rid of these. And if it goes, I'm trying to trade to the long side. So if it goes above the opening range, I would get in and then set the stop right below the opening range here. Although I have seen it that I would set the stop down here, but that seems silly. I mean, I guess that's if you're trading over quite a long period. I don't know. That would make me nervous to let it go all the way down here. So I have to kind of figure out, I'm putting together a trading plan specifically for this strategy. Trying to figure out like what my parameters are for this. Okay, so let's look at TSLL. This is the opening range right here, right? So this must have been yesterday. Gotta get rid of all the mess. AMDL, this is the opening range. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is pretty easy stuff, right? Am I crazy? This seems a lot easier than a bull flag pullback, to be quite honest. This one, here's the opening range. And again, obviously, I have to trade with smaller share size, but holy moly, this seems easier. PayPal, that's going down, so I'm not interested, but so NVDL is breaking out. CEVA, but has low total volume, right? It's not even at 500,000. So yeah, I'm just practicing this, talking it through with you guys, learning in public. But I think the opening range breakout seems like it would work better for me than trying to get small caps at the market open, because that's not, it worked for me last year when I didn't know what I was doing. I had some hot periods in the market and I was like, wow, I know how to do this. Now, beginner's luck. QUBT. All right, let's take a look. QUBT. Ooh, okay. Quantum computing. So this would be the opening range. So in this case, I would be trading off the 5-minute chart. So let me look at the daily chart. Oh, look at that. Yep. That looks good. And it's got news. So TSLL, I would not trade because it hasn't even exceeded the opening range. QUBT looks good. Looks like it's heading up. But the volume's pulling back a little bit. PayPal, not interested because it's below the opening range. NVDL, this looks like good. But now, okay, so in this case, if I had bought NVDL, I would have to sell because if my stop was right below my entry point, you know, let's just say 10 cents a share, I would have had to sell that. I have to look at like what metrics would be used to decide. So AMDL, it's within the opening range, so I wouldn't trade that. CEVA, looks like it's popping up. Ooh, 26 cents a share. Yes. Nice. Nice. Yes. Yeah, I'm debating because it's like above the opening range breakout, but the volume is decreasing. So I feel like it's going to pull back. So I might wait and see if it pulls back. Let me reduce my share size here because it would be 10 shares because I'm learning, right? So I would only trade 10 shares. I'm looking at the 10-second chart, which I should put the 1-minute chart over here. Let's see. 1-minute chart is really honestly going straight up. All right, let's see what happens. So now I have to set a stop immediately for, oh, but I didn't get in right away. So I have to set a stop for $1. I mean, wow, the math is really getting me here. 14.39, so for 14.29. So, oh, so I can't put, oh, limit order. Okay, so day 14.29. Here we go. So now I have a stop loss order to protect me at 10 cents a share. And it looks like it's going to hit it. So it did. It hit my stop. Okay. That was a bit of a learning process. So that wasn't really an open range breakout. I guess that wasn't really, right? Open range breakout. And then I set the stop at 10 cents a share and it hit my stop. So I practiced setting the stop order after But that wasn't really a proper opening range breakout, right? Because I should have got in down here. So if I did 15 minutes, see, this is where I'm learning. If I was going to be a 15-minute opening range breakout, it wouldn't qualify for that. This is why you got to do small, tiny shares when you're learning. Maybe one share. Maybe I should do one share. But then it's like, I might have trouble like doing the math. 10 cents? F it. Let's do one share. Okay. Yeah, so I'm on the 5-minute chart. Well, now I'm on the 15-minute chart because I wanted to see what their 15-minute breakout range was. Just trying to get a feel for how this works. I'm down to one share to practice. So here, this is the 15-minute. Oh, wow, look at that. So the 15 minutes way up here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think it is great practice, right? So I'm down. I reduced it to one share. There's no sense in me trading more than one share to practice. 10 shares, I mean, it was only $1, but there's no need for me to take more risk on. The point is to practice, right? So okay, I see. But now here, this is the 15-minute range opening breakout. I wouldn't trade any of these, right? They're all inside. Look at that. Interesting. So I wonder if the 15-minute opening range breakout is like, look at it, looks like everyone's looking at that and it's rejecting right at that point. Oh, wow, look at this. Now it's going to go below that level. I'm actually going to go look at this chapter from Andrew Aziz's book on opening range breakouts. So, okay, the strategy signals an entry point but does not determine the profit target. The orb is an entry signal only. So I entered way too late on that trade. I guess if I miss the 5-minute ORB, I probably should wait for the 15-minute ORB, right? So let's look at the ATR. Oh. Oops. All right, so this is the ATR. He says in his book, if a stock moves near or higher than its average true range at the open, it is not a good candidate for the ORB strategy. So if we look at, let me look at the 15-minute chart here. Or if it's at or, near or higher. So I don't know if this is considered near, but it's not higher. It means the stock is too volatile without a catchable move. Okay. I don't know. We'll just keep watching. I've got 10 more minutes of my live stream, and okay, so he says in his book, I personally avoided trading in the first 5 minutes for years, but as I am now more confident in my trading and risk management, I often implement 1-minute opening range breakups or 1-minute opening range breakdowns. But he says, I recommend if you are a new trader, like me, like a lot of you guys, that you avoid the first volatile 5 minutes of the market, but then as you become more confident in your trading, you can gradually implement more volatile trading strategies. So he's all about the 5-minute ORB. So let's see. He said he prefers stocks that have high volume, but with numerous different orders being traded. The opening range must be significantly smaller than the stock's average true range. Significantly. Well, wait, I'm on the 15-minute here. If we go back to the 5-minute, for QBT. So he says the opening range must be significantly smaller than the stock's average true range. And here for the 5-minute ORB, it's at the ATR. When 5-minute breakout confirmed, I tend to enter there with a stop loss. That's definitely what I think the book is saying. And I think that the stop would be, right, once it's confirmed, then you get in there with a stop loss at the breakout point, right? But he's saying that this ATR, average true range, which to be honest, I haven't quite figured out the average true range yet. I'm going to do a video on that for this weekend so I can learn more about it. Now let's look at TSLL. So here, the average true range, the opening range must be significantly smaller than the stock's average true range. Well, look at this. It's way above the average true range. So that would also be a no-go, according to him. After the close of the first 5 minutes of trading, the stock may continue to be traded in that opening range in the next 5 minutes. But if I see the stock is breaking the opening range, I enter the trade according to the direction of the breakout. Well, yeah. My stop loss is a close below VWAP and a close above VWAP for short. So his stop is a close of VWAP. Oh. Okay. Okay, so in this case, what's the one I did? I took this one. All right. So in this one, I got in way too late, right? I got to 1439, way too late. And his stop is a close below VWAP. So his stop would have been down here at 1332. Which would have been so I can't risk more than $100 in a trade because that's 1% of my account. So let me think about this for a second. 1439 minus, and where's VWAP here? 13.3 is $1.09 times 10 shares. Okay, so I would have only been risking $10, but then I would want to make at least $10. Well, you have to do the math then on that. And in order to make at least $10, it would have had to go up to 15.39, which it didn't. Of course, I got in at the wrong point. Well, I don't know. This candle confirmed. Learning in public, in front of you guys. Oh, that would be great. Thank you. Yeah, can you put it in the chat so that we can all see it? That would be great. Thank you so much. Because I do think that this is a good strategy, obviously, for the market open, because I'm looking at, well, there's stuff kind of popping up, but ERNA is popping up, and it has low volume, and that's above my price range as far as small caps go. FABC popped up. I'm just curious. FABC. So this is popping up as far as small caps go. Market open. Here we go. Yeah, that would be really helpful. Thank you so much. So guys, all right, I took my first opening range breakout, which wasn't even close to the right setup. Totally not close to the right setup at all. Lost $1. However, I did set my stop after I entered, so I protected myself from catastrophic loss there. Lost $1. But from now on, I'll do one share until I get more comfortable with it. Yeah. So just oh, it didn't link. What's the guy's, do you know the guy's name or his handle? If you know his name, put it in the chat for sure. Well, guys, this was interesting, trying a new setup after market open. I'm definitely going to be branching out and trying new things live on here so you guys can see. I did trade 10 shares, but I'll do like one until I get used to it, and get comfortable with this setup. But I feel like this is a really good setup. It's supposed to be one of the most dependable, not as fast moving. The rumors. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I am going to sign off. I will do my daily recap in a little while. And thank you so much for joining me today. I will what's today? Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow for more live streaming. And let's try to, you know, keep improving 1% every day. Yeah. Have a great day, you guys.